Hey folks, welcome to this voiceover tutorial. I'm Marty, and today I want to show you with this example here of a male voice, what you can do to enhance the voice and to kind of like get a radio sound or a kind of like that in the face narrator sound that you often hear on broadcasts. So for example, on TV. It actually isn't that complicated, and with this plugin chain that I'm going to show you now, you really can get great results. Of course, it really depends on the actor or the narrator that you have, because obviously the voice is the most important thing here. So I would say let's start off with the actual voiceover. I'm going to show you how it sounds without any plugins. Those two plugins here are on my master bus, which is in my case output 2728. It's just here a Kotelnikov compressor and a limiter so that the signal doesn't exceed, in this case, -3 dB. We are on the safe side here as far as loudness goes. Of course, it depends where you actually send off your material. Like broadcast, for example, there are EBU standards, -23 LUFS. And the Kotelnikov compressor is in very minimum setting, actually, ratio just 2:1, and just takes off 1 to 1.5 dB of gain reduction. So just to kind of like shape the transients a little bit and to compress it a little bit more, all right? So I'm gonna leave that on here for this example, and let's just listen to the voice, how it sounds without any plugins in the chain here.
As part of the EU project Epsilon, we are developing a drivetrain for an innovative, purely electrically powered, lightweight vehicle for urban spaces. Smart mobility solutions require smart vehicles, fully electric, energy efficient, lightweight, and space-saving. The connection of numerical simulation and experimental safeguards is a core topic of virtual vehicle.
All right, so as you probably can hear, it sounds quite good already. Maybe we want to boost it a little bit in loudness and also in compression, a little bit of EQ. And more importantly, the first thing that I mostly always do is, even though it was recorded in a quite fairly small room, I want to use a noise gate just to get out the breathing sounds and some mouth noises. And I just use the Logic gate for that, the standard noise gate. Setting here is attack 3 ms, hold 40 ms. Reduction here is -100 dB, of course. So I really want to have the gate just opened for the speaker, and after every word it just closes down, and you have to play around, of course, with the threshold. So let's engage it, and you probably will hear it, for example, on this part here where there's a breathing noise. So let's engage it.
As part of the EU project Epsilon, we are developing a drivetrain for an innovative, purely electrically powered, lightweight vehicle for urban spaces. Smart mobility solutions require smart vehicles, fully electric, energy efficient, lightweight, and space-saving.
Let's play this part here again without.
Our smart vehicles, fully electric,
And now with.
Our smart vehicles, fully electric, energy efficient, lightweight, and space-saving. The connection of numerical simulation and
Right, so I'm quite happy with that. So it really kind of like cleans every moment after any word is spoken, cleans it quite a bit up. And it really helps you to save some time there, especially when you have long narrator voices or examples that take some severe editing. You can solve that with a noise gate, all right? The next plugin is actually kind of like a little bit of an optional plugin. I really like using the Waves NS1 noise suppressor. And what this plugin basically does is it takes the speech, which is obviously in front, and minimizes the background noises. I mean, in this example, it was tracked in a fairly small room, in a damped room. It was not tracked in a vocal booth. And what I want to use here, this NS1, is that, first of all the hiss, the self noise of the preamp and also of the microphone is reduced severely. So you actually really can't hear it then anymore. And it also takes away a little bit of kind of like a room reverb sound or an echo, so a very short echo. And I mean, it depends where you record the narrator voice. If you record it in a proper narrator booth, you won't have to use that plugin. All right, so let's listen to it without and with.
As part of the EU project Epsilon, we are developing a drivetrain for an innovative, purely electrically powered, lightweight vehicle for urban spaces.
Now with.
As part of the EU project Epsilon, we are developing a drivetrain for an innovative, purely electrically powered, lightweight vehicle for urban spaces.
So, sounds quite different. So, together, the noise gate and the NS1, it's a really clean sound now here. And I really like that. And now, the next 4 plugins are the actually key elements here to get this really in-the-face sound. Let's start off with a de-esser. In this example, there aren't that many S's or sharp S's or T sounds. I took out just 7,000 Hertz a little bit.
As part of the EU project Epsilon, we are developing a drivetrain for an innovative, purely electrically powered, lightweight vehicle for urban spaces. Smart mobility solutions require smart vehicles, fully electric, energy efficient, lightweight,
of
and
gain
space
reduction
saving.
on the S's.
The connection of numerical simulation and experimental safeguards is a core topic.
All right, so that's the de-esser. Next one now, channel EQ, very important. Let's engage it. So as you can see, it did quite some moves here. So as you can see on the EQ here, I cut everything below 80 Hertz. I don't actually need anything down there. There's actually not that much in the human voice below 80 Hertz. So you can get rid of that. And I also boosted here of 100 Hertz with a shelf plus 7 dB here to really emphasize the bass of the male vocal, or the male voice actually. And then I took a little bit out of 500 just to get rid of the muddiness. And now, very important on the high end here to get a clearer voice of around 1,500 to 1,000 Hertz. You might want to boost a little bit, just a very tiny bit there of 1.5 in this case. And of course, 5,000 Hertz, so very broad, with a broad Q, a little bit of a boost, and also a shelf here of 10,000, so to get the air out and to make everything really airy and kind of like clearer. So let's listen without and with.
As part of the EU project Epsilon, we are developing a drivetrain for an innovative, purely electrically powered, lightweight vehicle for urban spaces. Smart mobility solutions require smart vehicles, fully electric, energy efficient, lightweight, and space saving. The connection of numerical simulation and experimental safeguards is a core topic of virtual vehicle. It allows extensive system simulations up to complete vehicles. The Epsilon prototype is noticeably lighter, more energy efficient, and safe.
So sounds much better now. Really bass heavy and kind of like a little bit more air in it. And now next one is to make everything coherent and to compress it a little bit, to have kind of like the transients a little bit reduced. I'm going to use the CLA76 compressor. You actually can use any compressor that you like. I use here a very fast release, kind of like a slower attack. And let's see how that sounds without and with.
As part of the EU project Epsilon, we are developing a drivetrain for an innovative, purely electrically powered, lightweight vehicle for urban spaces. Smart mobility solutions require smart vehicles, fully electric, energy efficient, lightweight, and space saving. The connection of numerical simulation and experimental safeguards is a core topic of virtual vehicle. It allows extensive system simulations up to complete.
All right, so I actually match the output that we don't have any volume increase or decrease. So I just want to reduce the higher peaks and bring out the lower levels a little bit, right? And now, last thing here is actually kind of like a secret weapon that I would call it. It's the MV2 from Waves, and this is a special kind of compressor, so it's a second compression stage that I really like to use when you want this kind of like radio sound or this in-the-face sound. It's actually a compressor for low level and for the high level, so 2 independent compressors, and it really emphasizes and brings out the low end, especially on male voiceovers, okay? So let's see how that sounds.
As part of the EU project Epsilon, we are developing a drivetrain for an innovative, purely electrically powered, lightweight vehicle for urban spaces. Smart mobility solutions require smart vehicles, fully electric, energy efficient, lightweight, and space saving. The connection of numerical simulation and experimental safeguards is a core topic of Virtual Vehicle. It allows extensive system simulations up to complete vehicles. The Epsilon prototype is noticeably lighter.
All right, so as you can hear, it sounds now quite a bit thicker, especially in the low end. And with this MV2 compressor, you kind of really get this interface radio sound, okay? All right, so those are basically the steps. I also have a female voiceover on my channel. Check that out if you're interested in that. It's basically kind of like the same, but just with a little bit of a different EQ moves. I mean, it always depends on the voice actor itself, but I treat female voices a little bit different, of course. All right, so I hope that you like it and you can take away some ideas from that. And so thanks for watching. As always, happy recordings and see you in the next video.